Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Imagineers Disney podcast. I am your host, Matt, and I'm here with Susie.
What's up?
Hope you are having a great Monday. And this week on our podcast, we are going to wrap up our resorts segment of our favorite things. We're very excited about this. I mean, how can you not be excited about deluxe resorts?
I know, so fancy.
The very best that Disney has to offer. So, well, without further ado, I think we're going to get right into it. And ladies first, Susie, hit us with your favorite deluxe resort at Disney.
Well, first of all, chivalry isn't dead. So, thank you for letting me go first.
My mama raised me right.
Aw. My favorite deluxe resort is none other than Disney's Contemporary.
Ooh. Good choice. Solid choice.
Yeah, it's one of the two resorts from opening day back in October of 1971. And the modern architecture vibe still, we still kind of feel it. It doesn't feel outdated. It's a really unique kind of A design exterior. You can't miss it when you're at Magic Kingdom or coming in. On the ferry or the monorail, obviously you're going to see it. The monorail goes through it. It's that resort. It's my favorite for many reasons. And one is the location. So
location.
I think we've talked about here before that overall as a park, Magic Kingdom is my favorite. And while every resort, it's not too difficult to get to a park depending on traffic, if you have to take a bus or a boat or the monorail. And you can take the monorail all the way around to Magic Kingdom from Contemporary. But what I love about it is it's about a 5 to 7 minute walk into Magic Kingdom from your resort. So you don't have to wait on a bus. You don't have to wait on a boat. If there's rain in the area, sometimes they shut those down within a certain mile radius, and so you're not having to wait for a bus to go back. You can walk to the park, and I just love the freedom that gives you of you can stay out a little later and just walk right there, and there's your resort and there's your bed, and it's all close together. So I love that. That's one of my favorite features.
Yeah, I think as far as convenience for location, I think it is the best resort in proximity to Magic Kingdom, exactly for the reasons that you said. You can literally walk to it. Yeah, I don't think I would necessarily use the monorail at the Contemporary, and especially if I was in a big hurry. So sometimes it's kind of hard to find a spot in the monorail, especially right after Happily Ever After. Side note, don't leave the park right when that's done. Just stay.
Hang out for about 30 minutes.
Go ride a ride. Do something. Let the crowd clear out.
You're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. So that I think is the most stressful time to be.
I always feel bad for cast members.
Yeah. So
they're like, everyone just calm down. But that's why the Contemporary is cool. Like, it's like
you can
walk
literally
right past those lines and be like, not for me.
Peace out.
I can walk to my resort. Yeah, that's a cool feature. That's not the only reason it's on my list. So we've talked about other resorts, how we stay at Fort Wilderness all the time. I have stayed at the Contemporary twice in two very different areas. One was in one of the satellite buildings, and we had a view of the backside of the resort. It wasn't the best. And then our other time we stayed there, we had a castle view, which was awesome.
The theme park view. Yep.
You can just sit out on your little balcony and see the fireworks, which at the time were Wishes, R.I.P. Wishes, gone but never forgotten. Yeah, so great resort. It's not as like big and grand as like the Grand Floridian, but it's so clean, and with that modern architecture, everything is very like angular and just I don't know. I like the whole vibe that the Contemporary gives off, and it is very, I don't know if like luxurious is the right word, but it is very, very nice. I know like nice is like the opposite end of the spectrum, but it's just, I don't know. It's everything so modern and open, especially the big main area when you go upstairs because the monorail comes through and you see all the different levels and the rooms come up to the point of the A. It's just a really cool place.
Yeah, it's a beautifully designed building, and if you're looking to save a little money, yeah, I agree. Staying in the garden wing is an excellent option as well.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you won't have the theme park view, but you are having the same accommodations as the
Definitely.
rooms inside the main tower. Um, Speaking of towers, Bay Lake Tower is
Mm-hmm.
attached right next to that, and those are some of the best rooms, maybe the best view of any room at Walt Disney World, in my opinion. The
It's very possible.
the 3 bedroom grand villa, which is on the Magic Kingdom side of Bay Lake Tower, has floor to ceiling windows. It's 2 stories. The window takes up 2 stories of the room, and yeah, it's incredible views.
Holy
So,
crap, I couldn't imagine.
yep. I mean, the room sleeps like 14 guests, I think.
I would hope so, so you can split the bill up 14 different
Yeah,
ways.
you're gonna be paying for that room, but totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Yeah,
So, anyway,
definitely.
please
Another
go
neat
on.
feature, yeah, that the Contemporary has, and the reason that we actually stayed there the first time is we were there for a conference, like many resorts at Disney, but they have a huge conference center, so frequently different conferences and tabletop shows will take place there. If yours is, I definitely recommend just go ahead and stay at the Contemporary for all the reasons I mentioned and will mention. But your convention center is like a 10-minute walk away from your room. Like it doesn't get any easier than that. Dining, which is of course essential to life in general, but
Yes.
to your resort experience as a whole. There's several dining options at Contemporary, one of which is definitely on my really want to do very, very soon list, which is California Grill. I know. I just go ahead and judge me for having not eaten there before. It's okay. It's
Oh, I
warranted.
thought you were about to say judge you for like liking. I'm like, oh no no,
No,
oh
no,
no.
no.
So
No,
so you haven't done it yet.
I have not.
Okay. I was there in January. Uh, like it's real tough for me. I think it may be my favorite restaurant at Disney.
Uh-oh. Is it because of the view?
Is it because of the view? Partially.
Mm-hmm.
The view is incredible. So at the top of the Contemporary, in fact, I mean, you can basically see what kind of view you have when you just look at the Contemporary. Way, 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 way up at the top, you'll see
Mm-hmm.
lots of windows, like unobscured windows. They're definitely not rooms. It is one giant room. You can tell that from the outside, and it's just that is the main seating area of California Grill. Excellent, excellent views of the Magic Kingdom. In fact, they even have a little um, outside uh, viewing deck for Happily Ever After. They actually pump in the music, but it's yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. If you're
Uh,
if you're looking
awesome.
for a great evening, a great meal, someone you love, someone special, your significant other,
By yourself because you deserve it.
yes, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Uh, California Grill. I mean, and
Either.
the menu's great too. I mean, probably maybe some of the best sushi at Walt Disney World for sure. They have excellent pizzas, and then their filet, which is actually what I had when I went last time. Filet was excellent, so good. So, um, yeah, solid option for dining at California Grill. So, Susie, need to get on that.
I know, I know. My list is increasingly growing. I have so much to be ashamed of from this podcast of things I've had to admit that I haven't done yet. But that's okay.
All in
Because
good
maybe y'all
time.
haven't too. And we'll get there sometime. Um,
We should do a live dining review from the California Grill at some
yeah.
point.
We gotta find a sponsor for that. Anyway, a couple of other places to eat. There are two different lounges at Contemporary Outer Rim, which is part of an area where it's kind of like a little trio of very different dining experiences that are very near to each other. Another lounge, Wave Lounge. Speaking of those other restaurants in the little trio, so when you come upstairs from the escalators of the Contemporary, there's several shopping areas. There's an area that used to be an arcade, which I'll get to in a minute of what it is now. And I think it's awesome what it is now, even though I'm not like 4 to 12 years old. I still think it's cute. And then around the other side, from where you come up, is three different dining experiences. The Outer Rim, Chef Mickey's, which is a character dining restaurant. And then next to that is Contempo Cafe, which is kind of like what you would find at a regular resort where, you go up and you can pull stuff out of the out of refrigerators that's pre-made, sandwiches, wraps, fruit. And then they also have a little station where you can order sandwiches, salads, paninis, all that fun stuff. So very different options, very different prices, depending on what you're looking for. It's really cool to have them all right there to pick and choose.
Yeah, Outer Rim is just a really great place up on the floor where Chef Mickey's is. There's some seating and it's kind of quiet. So if you're looking for it's kind of a more quiet place to sit, that's a good place. And then the Contempo Cafe is great if you're looking for something quick. I know probably a lot of you will be saying, "Oh, I need something quick before I go to the parks." It's a great place to grab a quick breakfast or even a quick midday snack or something. And then Chef Mickey's, which is great for the kids. I mean, you have the main five characters: Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto. So they'll all come out to your table, and so that is great for photo ops. The food is, in my opinion, it's just okay. But it's a really great experience for kids. And then I love the Wave. I love the Wave. It's down on the main floor, so right in the lobby. If you keep walking back, it's going to be on your far left. Wave of American Flavors. It's a great place.
Yeah,
So
kind of tucked back in that corner.
yep.
Yeah, so you can see there's such a variety of different options at a deluxe resort, and some of the moderates, we talked about that previously, have like a nicer restaurant, but that's what is so great about these larger resorts is there's so many other different options. You can go up on the roof, for crying out loud, and have like an incredible meal, watch the fireworks, or you can go like to the refrigerator and grab like a BLT wrap and go to your room and just hang out and watch TV. Like there's so many different experiences in one location. A lot of other things to do though besides eat, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, who knew? So there are several pools at the Contemporary. There's one, the more family friendly pool with a water slide and the lifeguards doing little Disney games and the Cupid Shuffle and all that fun stuff. And then behind it is more of a it's not like adult only, but it is more of like a quiet area for where like adults can go. Really cool there. And then next to it, there is lots of sand and like tetherball and volleyball. And then because Contemporary is located on the same water lake area as like Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness, they also have boat rentals, fishing excursions you can do. There's also a really fancy thing you can do, special like privately chartered cruises into is that Seven Seas Lagoon on the other side?
Yes.
The other side's Bay Lake, and then Seven Seas Lagoon. Yeah, so you can go out on the water and watch the fireworks from your boat and have some food and just like talk about how fancy and amazing your life is from that privately chartered pontoon boat, which is too cool.
Yeah, and you can even do the Pirate Adventure Cruise. They do kind of similar to the one that they do over at Caribbean Beach. But they also do that at the Contemporary. So that's a fun little option, little side thing that you can do.
Good. And then another option for the kids is what I was saying earlier. Used to be an arcade. I remember going over there and playing, and now it's the Pixar Fun Zone,
Mm.
which is a zone of fun that is Pixar packed. They have character encounters, Jesse, Woody, so your kids can go over there and play. They have dining options for your kids, so you can pump them full of pizza and ice cream, meet Jesse and Woody, and get all their energy out, and then head back up to the room and you know go to sleep. But just lots of cool options there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love the contemporary. I don't know. It's just it may not be as like deeply themed as some other resorts, but to me, just everything that they've done is always so neat and well done. And again, I love the location. It's classic.
yeah. I mean, when you're talking about the Pixar thing, and I think that's important to mention because this is a new thing. I haven't had any clients do it just yet. I've had some friends of mine who are also agents. They've had clients and they have just raved about it. So what this has actually done is replace Lilo's Playhouse, which was the basically Disney babysitting program that they had at a few of the resorts, like the Polynesian. So they all have it now in one place, and it's going to be at the Contemporary, and it's going to be Pixar themed. And I mean, for the price, you can't beat it. It's $65 per child, but that includes food, and it's from 6 to 10:30. So I mean,
I mean, you could have an entire that's like an entire day's worth of experience basically without your kids. That's
yeah,
4 hours.
yeah, and for $65, I mean, you can't even get a regular babysitter for that price. I mean, seriously. So, seriously consider doing that and doing that as an option. If you and your spouse want to do a night away by yourselves, yeah, leave the kids over at the Contemporary because they're going to have a blast at this
Mm-hmm.
new Toy Story Pixar um, experience.
Yeah. Lucky them. I mean, I want to hang out with Woody and eat pizza all night.
Right?
How fun does that sound? So, but that's my favorite resort. I know you obviously have a different one because it's great to have different favorite resorts so we can learn
Yes, yes.
more. So, you may have hinted
I did.
at it through previous
I might have given it
podcasts.
away, but for those of you who did not hear me blurt out what I was going to be talking about this week,
Multiple times.
yes, my favorite resort at Disney is the Polynesian. So right across the way from the Contemporary,
Hmm.
and once again, location, location, location. So I was actually just there in May. My wife and I took our baby girl. She was 3 months old, so we did our first Disney trip with our infant at 3 months old. Call us crazy, but hey, you learn
How'd it
from
go?
experience.
Now,
So,
what age does a child have to be before they can try Dole Whip?
not 3 months. So yeah,
Okay, because I was making sure you're not like trying to,
nope, nope, nope,
indoctrinate her too early.
nope. Very careful about that. But no joke, I don't know how things would have gone if we were not at one of the monorail resorts. I mean,
Mm,
I cannot understate the convenience of what that provides. I mean, so we were at the Polynesian for a couple of nights, and we just visited the Magic Kingdom, and we didn't really do much. We went in and took our picture with Mickey. We ate breakfast. We went back to the resort, took a nap. We got up, and by that time we had an early dinner over in the Magic Kingdom, and there was actually some bad weather that day, so it took us a little longer to get
mm.
there. But we did dinner, and then we went back to the resort, and then that was it. I mean, we didn't really do a whole lot inside the park, but yeah, it was, ugh, it was so nice being that close to your resort. I mean, you're just a few minutes away, uh, And like I know that all the other resorts are just a few minutes by bus, but still, just being able to hop on that boat or monorail to one of the monorail resorts is very convenient, especially if you have small children.
Yeah, because
Um,
you don't have to fold up your stroller, do you, on the monorail?
nope, nope, just walk right
Yeah,
on. So
that's super convenient.
yeah, so but I think in addition to that, I think just the overall feel of the resort, it I feel like it's laid back. It's
Oh yeah.
almost you got the tropical island type feel, so everything's just really relaxed and laid back, and so that's a nice vibe, I guess you could say. The resort has a nice vibe, and like I mentioned, so monorail and boat to the Magic Kingdom to and from. Real quick, so I think the accommodations are great. I mean, anytime that you have a deluxe resort, you're going to be getting basically the nicest rooms that Disney has to offer. One of the really great things with the Contemporary as well as the Polynesian, these were opening day resorts. So way back in the day, Disney kind of made really large rooms. So you're actually getting some ample square footage when
Hmm.
you are staying at both of these resorts, and they're some of the largest rooms on property. But yeah, the accommodations are great, and then just everything at the resort that is basically at your fingertips. So I mean, you have a really great pool. The recreation there at the resort is great. The lava pool, which is right outside the Great Ceremonial House,
So
is
cool.
one of the coolest slides at Disney.
Amazing theming at that pool.
I think Beach Club has the best pool, but I think this may be second. But yeah, great pool. Then they of course have the Oasis pool, which is more of your quiet pool if you're looking for a quieter environment, just to kind of sit back and relax and not have to worry about you know screams of kids going down the water slides. But then they have watercraft rental, just like the Contemporary, beach volleyball, fishing. They have nightly movies on the lawn at the ceremonial house. And that is a standard feature at all Disney resorts. Weather permitting, there will be a movie that will play out on the lawn every night. So be sure to check out your resort activities guide, and they will list the movies that will be playing nightly for the week. And then I think and this is one of the unique little features of the Polynesian, is Auntie Cowie. Just like Richard was like the main staple over at the Grand Floridian, and then I know we talked about the servers over at Trails End
Hmm.
last week with Susie. Auntie Cowie has been at the Polynesian since day one.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, she is a legend. But she'll be in the lobby every afternoon, and she'll be hand making leis that you can actually purchase in the shop. She only makes a handful of them, so just be on the lookout for those. But in addition to that, she teaches hula lessons Monday through Saturday, every day at 3:45, and for 15 minutes. So it's a brief little hula lesson, but it's a unique little feature. It's a nice,
It's a piece of culture that you
yeah.
get to take with you. I think that's so cool.
And then Saturdays from 10 to noon, she does a 2 hour lesson. So if you're staying at the Polynesian on the weekend, that is something that you may want to look into to do at your resort. Uh, but she's great. I mean, she makes the lei, she does the teaching. She's from Hawaii, so I mean, this is authentic hula stuff. So,
That's so cool.
and I was actually looking at some information on her, and it's kind of awesome. So apparently, she was born in the middle of like this humongous giant thunderstorm. Like, it was crazy outside. And
Hmm.
so her full name is Kaui Heilani, which apparently means thundering voice of heaven.
Oh my gosh. That's
So
so pretty. I love that.
So yeah, it's really cool. But she is a treasure. But
And just by the way, if you're ever like here at the Polynesian or especially at Epcot and the World Showcase, the cultural representatives or the people from the different countries who are working there, ask them questions. Like they are amazing people to have conversations with about where they're from. You know, they're obviously passionate about their home country, and you can learn so much about different cultures and things from them. So don't pass up those opportunities because that's part of the reason they're here is to share a little bit of their home area with us.
yep. So it's what makes these resorts great. It's what makes Disney great is just having those experiences. And speaking of experiences, there's so many great experiences that involve food at the Polynesian. So I think we'll probably start with what is probably the most popular restaurant at the Polynesian, and that is Ohana. So Ohana is very popular, especially with the kiddos. They do a character meal at breakfast. So you'll find Lilo and Stitch, and then you'll have breakfast foods like scrambled eggs, fried potatoes, Hawaiian pork sausages, Hawaiian style ham, fresh fruit, and bread. And then they switch it over at dinner, and I think this is the most popular one. And I mean, it's a great meal. You have steak, you have shrimp, you have chicken.
You have a hungry co-host now because this just sounds amazing, and I haven't had dinner yet tonight. So
Dumplings,
oh
stir
my
fried
gosh.
vegetables, lo mein noodles, and then, of course, the very, very popular pineapple coconut bread. And then, of course, the what I think is probably the highlight of the entire meal is dessert. Big surprise.
Is it ice cream?
Well, yes, it is. It is Ohana bread pudding a la mode. So
Oh
it
my
it is a
gosh.
banana bread pudding, and there's a caramel sauce that they put on top. Oh, Lord have mercy! I'm like I can taste it now. It's so good. So
Now you said it's difficult to get a reservation, understandably so. But there is another option if you're really craving some
yes,
Ohana.
right, yeah, and if and then if the environment is not that important to you, if the coconut races uh, are not important to you, and if you're staying at the Polynesian, you can actually order this menu to your room. We actually did that last time we were there, and it was great. So they bring it to your room, so you get the entire menu, ample servings. I mean, like we did a serving for two people, and we had plenty of leftovers. So yeah, so that is a great option. Um, Also, right attached to Ohana is the Tambu Lounge. So they're famous for their pineapple drink that they have there. And then the other lounge, of course, at the Polynesian is Trader Sam's Grog Grotto. So that is one of the best themed areas in any of the Disney resorts. So if you're looking for a fun place, that is awesome. So I don't even know how to describe it. The effects that they do inside the room are hilarious, and it's tied in theming wise to one of the greatest Disney attractions ever, the Jungle Cruise in the Magic Kingdom. So the Jungle Cruise, Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, and the Jungle Navigation Company Limited Skipper Canteen, which is the restaurant in the
It's
Magic
such a
Kingdom.
mouthful.
Right, which
Saying its
makes it
proper
funny.
name.
They're all tied together. Like the story is interwoven between the three, and seamless storytelling, and it's hilarious. So that is that's a great place at the Polynesian. Then one of the other really popular things to do there is the Spirit of Aloha dinner show. So if you are on the Disney dining plan, this is actually going to cost you 2 table service credits, not one. So just be mindful of that. But it is basically an authentic Hawaiian luau. So they do hula dancing. There's a fire dancer, which is really great. And then on top of that, the food is also great. They have pulled pork. They have ribs, roast chicken, veggies, salad. And then to top off the meal, they have the pineapple coconut guava cake with chocolate crunch. So,
Ooh.
promise you, you will not go away hungry or not entertained. So,
Yeah.
so it's a great show. And then Kona Cafe, which is a little table service restaurant on the second floor of the Polynesian. Probably one of my favorite breakfast places at Disney. The Tonga toast, which is so good. So if you are a fan of French toast, you need to try this. So it's basically banana stuffed French toast, and then they have like a strawberry compote on top of it. It is delicious. Oh, and then the toast is dipped in cinnamon sugar. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna change up our breakfast plans for the next trip. That sounds incredible.
Yes, and if you are a coffee fan, this is also home to Kona Coffee. So if you are not familiar with what Kona Coffee is, Kona Coffee hails from the Hawaiian Islands. It is actually coffee that is grown inside the volcanic soil of the islands themselves. So rich flavor. I mean, really, really smooth flavor. I typically like cream and sugar occasionally in my coffee. I don't drink a whole lot of coffee, but I would almost say that this coffee doesn't need anything. Like it's the flavor is so good in it that yeah, you just don't need anything. So you can sit inside Kona Cafe and order a press pot. So it's a little French press, and it serves 2 people. So and it's like $12. So it's not outrageous.
Yeah, we've
And
got some coffee connoisseurs going with me on my next trip. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but that definitely sounds right up their alley.
yes, and then the coffee stand right outside Kona Cafe also serves it as well. So you don't need a
Very nice.
reservation at Kona Cafe to get your Kona coffee.
Kona Cafe, Kona Coffee.
And
Like
then yeah,
like mouth warming up exercises there.
then the quick service restaurant at the Polynesian, Captain Cook's. I think it's one of the best quick services at any
Yeah,
resort.
it's so good.
Yeah, they have rice bowls, and then but like the Thai coconut meatballs are so good as well. So if you're looking for a quick meal, that is a great option for you. And then I cannot leave out the gem of the Polynesian. The one reason why I like staying there. Well, not the only reason, but one of the big reasons being no less than like 100 yards from Dole Whip at all times.
Hmm. It
Pineapple and
doesn't
I.
get much better than that.
Pineapple and I is right outside the main lobby, the Great Ceremonial House. On your left as you go outside the doors, and there you can order your Dole Whip, plain old Dole Whip, pineapple. You can also get pineapple swirl. So it's the pineapple and vanilla mix, and that's my favorite version. I know we talked about it in the dessert episodes, but
The ode to ice cream.
yeah, the ode to ice cream.
Official name.
So, pineapple can be kind of like really acidic and like really kind of like tangy. So, the vanilla kind of like cuts that a little bit and just makes it perfect. You can also get the Dole Whip float here as well. So, that is going to be Dole Whip in a cup, and they actually fill it with pineapple juice. So,
It's so good. I love pineapple. I am a Dole Whip purist, so I take it just pineapple and all. But the float is absolutely amazing too.
So, well, I think we've hit everything at that resort that I can really think of. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Accommodations, food, Dole Whip. Dole Whip.
Dole Whip gets its
Dole
own
Whip.
category.
Yeah, it's a great location, real quick, to watch the fireworks for any of the night performances. So that is a great spot for that. You don't have to worry about the crowds. Just chill out on the beach and watch the show. So they pump in the music, and it's great. So we've done the values, we've done the moderates, we've done the deluxes, at least our favorite deluxes. And I think I will say this. So with the deluxe resorts, it can be really hard to pick. It can be really hard to choose which one.
True.
Because they're all great. Like, each deluxe resort really does offer something unique and different and has its advantages. Obviously, with the Contemporary and the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and even the Wilderness Lodge, you are in close proximity to the Magic Kingdom. Say you wanted to be in close proximity to Epcot, so Boardwalk, Beach Club, Yacht Club, those are all right there. Swan and Dolphin, and they're actually really close to Hollywood Studios as well. You can just take the Friendship boat over, and then Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you're wanting to go to Animal Kingdom Lodge is probably the least convenient as far as distance from the parks.
True, but it's probably the most unique in its overall experience.
What it lacks in location, it certainly makes up for in experiences at the resort itself. Obviously, the Savannah view rooms are incredible. I mean, waking up, walking out on your balcony, and there's a giraffe. I mean, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
I do want to give a quick honorable mention to Wilderness Lodge. As neighbors frequently staying at Fort Wilderness, we go over there sometimes to eat or to, look around. I highly encourage you to go visit Wilderness Lodge. Even if you don't stay there, there are so many cool things to do. And it is just like a really awesome lodge, wood, giant like log cabin feel to it. It's super cool. So I just wanted to, first runner up, give a little nod to Wilderness Lodge. I also love Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, and Geyser Point is great there as well. The new quick service restaurant. I mean, really nice on a hot day. You get kind of the breeze off from the lake, and it's really great. And then have the little geyser that goes off every so often. So great theming. And then real quick going back real quick to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, the food there. Oh, goodness gracious. So Boma, one of the best buffets at Disney. Sanaa has the best bread service I've ever had in my entire life. And Jiko, if you're looking for a signature dining, is also really, really nice. So African-themed cuisine. So yeah, each deluxe resort is going to offer something really great. It just depends on what your preference is. So So I think with all the resorts, even we've done 3 episodes now on our favorite resorts: values, moderates, and deluxes. We hope that the information we've given you is kind of like helped you kind of just give an idea of what those resorts offer and just what that category offers in general. So if you are looking to stay at any one of these, just give me an email. My email, once again, is matt@imagineerspodcast.com. And just shoot me an email, and I will be happy to get with you and start planning your next trip to Walt Disney World. We really do want you to have the best experience possible, and we hope our tips help you. So we hope you've enjoyed this week's episode, and next week we'll actually continue our little segment. We know we've done Susie's favorite ride, so we'll probably talk about mine. I'm not going to spoil it this time, though. So come back and listen. But thank you for joining us on this week's podcast. And if you liked it, go ahead and like the podcast. Join in on the conversation. So until next time, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.